Hi guys, if you're just joining, this is actually part 2 of 3 videos from my mini video log series where I show you how I did a secular Lent. So I encourage you to go to part 1 of these 3 videos to learn what is a secular Lent and also to learn my motivations, my specific goals for doing this. So I hope you stick around and enjoy the vlog. Good morning. By the way, how cute is this mug? It was a Christmas gift from my sister. So today is the day I'm going to try to avoid social media. And I know yesterday I said I thought, and I still think it's going to be easier than giving up chocolate, but it definitely requires mindfulness because this morning I got up as usual, started making the bed as usual, making my matcha, and I was about to go on YouTube because I realized that I actually go on YouTube every morning while I'm making my bed because I access some audiobooks from YouTube, and I also like to listen to podcasts in the morning while I'm getting ready or while I'm at least making my bed and making my matcha. So I couldn't do that. So then I had to force myself to think about alternatives, and I did open Spotify. I don't know if that counts as social media. However, I went on and listened to my podcast. So yes, I'm not sure if that was cheating or if that's acceptable because I see that as an alternative to radio. If I ever did a true analog day, then I would just take my radio. So now I'm just going to continue with my morning routine. And I have some books ready just in case I try to reach out for the books instead of Instagram or YouTube, which are the 2 social media apps that I use the most. And I really don't want to show you my office because it's really messy, so give me a second. Okay. Number 1 is Becoming Supernatural from Joe Dispenza. I started reading it about a month ago, and I just started really getting into it because it's extremely fascinating and it's way easier to read than what I first expected. Okay, so the last one is a book from Dan Brown. His latest book is brand new. It's called The Secret of Secrets. I'm really looking forward to it because I love Dan Brown. I love Dan Brown. I just finished The Lost Symbol, and that was a fascinating book and strangely relevant to the Becoming Supernatural book. There's just some information about noetic science and the concepts that Joe Dispenza explains on Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol book, which I found a very strange coincidence. A little update. It's already noon and I did feel the lack of dopamine since I'm not using my phone as much as I would have, or I didn't use my phone as much as I would have throughout the morning. So I went for a walk. That's why I'm so sweaty. I went for a walk for like 40 minutes and it felt great. I must say that I do feel a little bit of withdrawal from not being on social media as often or as much as I normally would throughout the day. But it's nothing crazy. Like, I don't feel, sad that I'm keeping myself from Facebook or whatever. And it gave me that extra motivation to go for a walk. So right now I'm actually going to continue with some of my reading. This is one of the things I had on my to-do list today. It was also one of the things that was going to help me stay away from or keep on track with my abstinence goals for today. But reading this book is also like part of my goal for this month, and I have like a little project associated with reading this book too. So I'm going to just focus on this as part of my work for today, and then afterwards I will shower. I promise I will shower. It is day 22 of Lent, and I am here to announce that I have failed. I have failed. At least it's not hot chocolate, it's just a cafe misto. I also got a Starbucks a few days ago because the weather was extremely gloomy and I was on my period. So I did not feel like moving around a lot, going to the kitchen and making my chai. And with the time that I've been abstaining or attempting to abstain, I've discovered that it comes and it goes. And I've noticed that when I don't feel very good physically, I just return to the easiest thing to do. And also I've discovered that when the weather is extremely gloomy, then I also feel less energy, less willing to interrupt my workflow. Hopefully the next video log shows some improvement. Hey everyone, so today is my fasting day. I have mixed feelings about this because I've never fasted for longer than 12 hours, I think. And my plan is to eat breakfast now, today. I'm going to eat breakfast and then fast until tomorrow's breakfast. I know that for some people, for many people, you know, that's not really fasting. But for me, I consider that fasting because it's also very abrupt. It's not like I'm doing gradually. But let me show you what I'm making for breakfast. I'm gonna make a heavy breakfast. I used to eat plantains very often growing up in the Caribbean. And then, as you can see, right next to my plantains, I have red quinoa. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be a good idea to cook today. In fact, I've been procrastinating this quinoa casserole that I've been wanting to make for the past like 3 days. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Normally about this time is when I start getting hungry, but so far so good. So far I don't feel anything. I feel good, feel normal. I do want to show you what I made. So right after eating breakfast, I made the casserole that I showed you that I was gonna make. I think it turned out pretty good, but obviously I'm not gonna eat any. I am gonna make myself some tea. So I got this from an international market yesterday and I'm gonna make myself some. Just this and water, no sugar.
Get on your feet, these sights to see. Rolling hills or city streets, ocean to ocean and all in between. It's out there just waiting on you and me.
Hi guys. So I thought I was gonna have more interesting things to video log, but I don't. I mean, it's already nighttime and I am feeling quite okay. I had that big breakfast that you guys saw. And after that, I just had water and that lemongrass tea, and that's it. And I feel okay. I don't even feel hungry. Now 5:30 a.m. and I think that today is a different story. Last night I was not feeling any effects of the fasting, but this morning I definitely felt super groggy. But then as I started moving around, I started feeling hungry, but more than hungry, I feel like
my body needs sugar.
So yeah, so my body is definitely in ketosis this morning. Last night, I don't think so, but this morning, I think my body's definitely in ketosis. Oh, by the way, every morning, I feel like I can't think straight, but every morning, as soon as I get up, two of the first things I do is make my bed and make a matcha latte. Obviously, I couldn't add milk to my matcha this morning, so I just made, let me see if I can show you, this matcha tea, normal matcha tea with hot water. It actually tastes really good. It does taste like you're eating, grass, or at least that's how some people describe drinking pure green matcha tea. But I love it. However, I'm more used to drinking it with soy milk and a little bit of sugar. This morning I didn't do that. And then, as you already saw, I made myself a bone broth. Here it is. I haven't had any because I wanted to video log this. Let me try it right now. Cheers. Oh my god, that's so good. That is so good. I haven't had beef broth or beef bone broth in ages. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I emphasize veganism a lot, and that is because my partner is vegan and I 100% support it and encourage veganism. I'm starting to shake. I don't know if you guys can see on my through the video. So anyways, that's why most of what I cook is vegan. But myself, I am flexitarian. That means that most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, I eat like a vegan, but I don't limit myself to that. So yeah, so I am a flexitarian. Fast forward a few hours, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that I've actually surpassed the hours I planned without food. So as for now, I've been without food for more than 24 hours. To go to my Pilates session, I actually was running late. So I just grabbed a watermelon juice. This is the watermelon juice. I just went to Pilates hoping that I wasn't gonna pass out. I don't recommend anyone doing that, but I was like, okay, you know, I actually feel pretty good. And I was actually feeling very good throughout the whole Pilates session. And the bad news is that I broke my fast already because this has natural sugars from the watermelon, lemon juice, and that's it, filtered water. So it's pretty good stuff, but it will, you know, the sugar will spike your insulin, or your body will start metabolizing that sugar. So officially I broke my fast, but I think that it was still a success because I drank this right at 24 hours, like right before my training session, and I felt pretty good. Now, I haven't felt hungry until right about now. So I haven't really felt hungry until right now. I feel really hungry. Like I feel like my stomach is almost hurting from, you know, like when you're like so hungry that your stomach is hurting. But I think I can push through until dinner time tonight. Okay guys, it's been officially 28 hours since I had my last meal. I'm in the worst mood. I feel hungry, but not as much as about 3 hours ago. I think that the strongest symptom I'm having right now is a lot of brain fog, fatigue, and irritability. So I think I'm gonna end my fast here, although you guys know that I did technically break my fast at the 24-hour mark because I did have that watermelon juice. But now I'm going to have dinner and then that's it. I'm gonna eat some leftover quinoa, the quinoa casserole that I showed you guys that I made yesterday, and sauerkraut. I might do another fasting session before Easter. I'm not sure.